Right, so this week iRacing has released the new Porsche 992 Cup car, which has been in the making for several months now, to replace the now legacy Porsche Cup car, which has served us well for several years, but is a bit outdated with all of the new physics iRacing has been introducing recently. My question is this car actually any good? I've personally done a few laps around Bathurst. It feels nice so far, but I didn't want to go too far in depth so I can make a video like this. Anyway, we'll head into it now. Alright, here it is in all its glory, the Porsche 992 Cup, no, Porsche 911 Cup 992.2. It looks like a pretty well modeled car, as we can see. Not too bad. Not too bad from the outside, I don't think. We'll see how the driving is, but apart from that, looks quite good. Alright, here we are in the car. First thing I can see, dashboard looks a bit different. Right, that's right. So this car, unlike the old Porsche Cup, has ABS and TC. So, what that means is you can just rev. It has launch control, which is fantastic. And you're not going to die if you go just full throttle and slam it. The old car, if you went on full throttle on neutral, your wheels would spin endlessly. They would not stop. You wouldn't have any type of control over that. Anyway, we'll get into it. So ABS and TC. So you can't lock the tires, and you can't spin the tires. You know what I mean? There's control on those now. So it's not just up to you to modulate the throttle with your foot. It's a bit easier to drive it, which I think will make this series more popular. What should be taken into account though is the fact that now the tires are less like the old model that iRacing used to use, and they're a lot more like the new updated GT3s, GTPs, and the GT4s. So iRacing has kind of upgraded the model of the Porsche Cup, which used to be very much the tires would have enough grip on the outlap, but by the time you started doing laps, they would start overheating. So if the temperature spiked, it would stay there, and you'd lose grip the entire time you were in the car. So now the tires are more similar to the GT3, and that means that the tires are very cold on the outlap, so you actually have to be really careful. In Porsche Cup, it's not as defined as some of the cars like the GTPs, but you can still, it's a very significant difference. Like, there's a lot of understeer, and you just have to be really careful, otherwise you'll spin the rear end into a wall, especially around here. But now you can afford to push the car a bit more as the laps go on, so it's not always just you're having to worry about the car constantly and having to brake kind of like in that kind of fashion where it's a roll instead of just going straight on the brakes like that. The technique that the top drivers used to use in this car, well, the other cars with the old one, is that they would kind of glide onto the brakes to avoid overheating. But now in Porsche Cup you don't have to do this anymore. It's very much, you can be very aggressive on the brakes, and the tyres can take it this time. So I'll do it into turn 1. And it just rolled. Okay, don't mind that because we're still on a bit cold tyres. But it's a massive difference. And throughout a race, this could be significant. I'm not sure exactly about which car is faster, the old one or the new one, just yet, but I think this might be quicker when the tyres warm up. Anyway, we'll do a lap now, we'll see how we go. I'll just comment on what I'm feeling. I feel a lot less unsafe on the throttle when I get back on. I can slam it and it won't spin. I think through here, oh, okay. You can see the brake bias on the dash, it's 0, 0, 0, so it's a 50-50 split between the fronts and the rears. Which means that usually brake bias is, depending on the car, either a bit closer to the front or to the rear. I think at the Porsche Cup it was closer to the front by like 2.5, now it's 50-50. So, and it behaves perfectly fine, like there's no real discrepancy between having it at 0 and then having it at 2.5, I don't think. I haven't tried it at 2.5 just yet, but this feels normal. And I think having it at 2.5 would be oversteering. So, I actually haven't driven a car in iRacing that's like this before, where it's perfectly down the middle. Because it's not just what it shows on the dash, I don't believe. If you go to car controls, brake pressure bias is perfectly 50%. So it's actually front tyres and rear tyres receive this exact same amount of brake on the baseline setup, which is what I'm on. You see through there, I had to be a bit careful on the throttle. The TC doesn't do everything, right? There's still a bit of oversteer to be worried about. I feel it's a much more rewarding drive. You can just roll it in, not have to worry too much about spinning the rears, and then you're pretty much good. You get through the corner. I feel there's a bit of time to be lost on exit with the TC, but you can change that. But on fixed series, that would be tricky. It just depends what setup they run. It handles very different to the old car. I feel like the old car, especially with the negative 2.5 bias, there was a bit more weight on the front tyres, and they've always done something to compensate for this in this car, but I don't know. Even out of braking, you can have a lot more rotation on the fronts. Sorry, on the rear. Oh, I don't even know, bro. It's, like I said, rewarding earlier, but in the way that you're not having to worry constantly. Alright, I'm going to do one more lap, and then I want to see what I can do in the old car. Oh. Curbs are deadly. We've gotten a bit more damage on that side. Okay. Well, I feel like if I continue, it's not too fair of a test. So what I'll do 2 laps. One's an out lap, one's a quick lap, and I'll just see what I can do with a bit of pace. So, we'll try that again. Yeah, I don't think the suspension likes the curbs all too much. Just bumps in general. Because the car seems to get quite unsettled when the chassis starts bouncing. So I think in this car it's going to be a meta to just kind of avoid the curbs unless you're on exit. But apart from that, if you want grip, you just got to make sure the car's not bouncing. Okay, that was me trying to avoid the car from doing that bouncing thing, and it actually picked up the delta. There we go, that was a lot of time through there. God, almost started flying through there. So if we avoid that, and then just brush the wall, brush. There's a lot of curbs you got to avoid. Bathurst probably isn't the track for this, but you know. We're on for about a 206. Now in better conditions, of course, that'd be a bit better, but and in probably warmer tyres. But that's around the pace. I forget what the old Porsche Cups used to be able to do. Alright, this will be somewhat slow, but I can go much quicker. I think, regardless, my pace will be the same when I try the next Porsche. But for me, I love this car. I'm happy with how they made it. That's a 206.515. So, I'll stop here. I'm going to switch. Don't go away. I'll do a quick 2 laps in the other Porsche Cup. The Legacy. Right, so 2 laps, we'll see how it goes. What we can immediately see is the sound is different. The car feels a lot more planted on cold tyres. Like, I'd be dead if I did that on the other car. This is fine. Bit more understeer on the cold tyres. I think it was very much a mix of understeer and oversteer on the other ones. It was like when you're at low speed and trying to be careful, it's understeer. But as soon as you push it, the rear snaps. Here, it's very difficult. Somewhat difficult to snap the rear. It feels very heavy compared to the other one, this car, but the suspension feels more relaxed. Like the chassis isn't constantly dictating what the tyre's grip is like. What you can tell is that the straight cut gears sound is a lot less defined. Like in real life, if you just found a video of any Porsche, not even just a Porsche Cup, but even Porsche Cup, the straight cut gears are deafening. Here it's just a thing in the background. Okay, what's that? That's a 2:10.7. That's incredibly slower. Wow, okay. On a bad lap, of course, but I don't think I lost 4 seconds. Alright, so we've established, well, I imagine we've established that the other car is quicker. I think, at least. Because that's crazy. What I'll quickly do is I'll do an AI single player against, like, one AI. And I'll just see how we go. Alright, here we are. Yes, against Alex Saunders. So I think we're both on 100% fuel. Again, you can see revs aren't full. Apparently not. Hold on. Let's try and get a good start.
Green flag, green flag.
That was horrible. That's cool. Okay, a bit slower off the line this time, but I still think we're pretty equal.
The next car's the leader.
Oh, I'm getting him on exit. So what I'll do, I'll let off. I want to see how we go through the actual sector. So, sector, I mean, up to the cutting and then everything else till Forest Elbow. Up through Griffiths Bend. I need to figure out the names of the corners. least remember them. Yes, this is a big difference. Just getting on power so much. We're gonna rerun that, I feel. Okay, here we go again. We'll try that. That crashing into the bloke ahead of me. I can get the power down much quicker than him. And he's got a lot less speed in the corners. I feel like straight line's pretty similar, but I've just got so much more grip. It felt like I had a lot more grip in that car, but I feel like just because the engine's quicker somehow, the tyres are getting pushed a bit more. And I don't know if the tyre width has changed at all. I haven't actually checked. Might have done. Okay, 308 is quick, but that's just because I'm fucking slow. And we're not going to mind that. But as you can see, he's got a bit more grip on these warm tyres, or on the tyres that are cold but act warm. I want to see how this goes on the straight. I'm only going to do one lap. Oh, I catch by a lot. I feel like I'm going 5k's faster.
Car on your left.
So can I get straight past by the time we get to the cutting? Yeah, I can.
Clear.
That's easy. Then he kind of gains on the braking, but I think I just broke way too early there. That was an easy pass. But let's see if I can get past through the actual
Car on.
circuit, unlike the walls, which is probably a difficult task in itself, but I'll try and see if I can get it done at Griffiths Benz. Oh, there's a bit of a straight before that. Look, we'll see how we go. I want to try and get side by side properly. So they're pretty equal on the straights for like the first part of it. But then when that AI doesn't man that curve at all. Just being very careful on the brakes through there. Okay, let's see if I can get past up here. No, a bit too close. Oh my god, he's going so slow. I'll have to get past through Skyline or something. Oh, it's trick. Well, I probably chose the worst track for this, but you can see what I'm saying. Oh god,
Clear on the left.
got a bit of contact through that. See if I can pull off with Chaz Mostert. Shit,
Car on.
maybe I can.
Still there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Still there.
Okay, so we can send it
Clear.
on the other car we've reduced, which is fantastic. And I don't think I really have to finish this race. That's kind of all I needed to prove. Oh, okay, how much can I pull away in a lap is the big question. He's got slip and he's actually gaining, so actually, maybe I just had a good slip. Yeah, but I kept going. I don't know, I think the cars are much different. I'm going to reduce the gap a bit. It's like 0.3. And I'll just see how much I can go in a lap. This car's certainly got more grip, I think. Just more difficult to turn because of the speed. Oh god, by the time we've gone out of the Forest Elbow, 2.6, that's the gap. And he's supposed to be driving perfectly. I think there's quite a significant difference between these two cars. I am a really big fan of this car, and it's quicker. I'm not sure how this compares to the GT3s, but it's damn close. Because in the endurance events, it'll be difficult to pull away. I mean, get through traffic as well. Okay, that was absolute dog water. Okay. You get what I mean. Anyway, what I do want to see is how does this compare to GT3s? Because I feel like that has got to be really close, and I've forgotten how slow they are compared to them. It'll be tricky. So what I'll do is I'll do AI single player. I'll load up a grid of GT3, oh sorry, Porsche Cups, while I'm in a Porsche GT3, and we'll see how quickly it takes me to get through the grid. Alright, pray for me, because this will be interesting. So yeah, no launch control on this one. Engine sounds very different. I'll have a look. Alright, I need to be in first.
Green, green, green.
That wasn't too great. Alright. They got a pretty good start. Straight line doesn't look all that different. See how long it takes me to get past him. I don't think I'll be doing it in a lap, that's for sure. Oh my god. They are pulling away. And we're in the same car. Well, no, sorry, different car. They're pulling away, and I'm in a GT3. This will be hell. This is effectively the same class. I'm barely catching. Oh, I am on cold tyres, but that's just GT3. I think the cold tyres are a bit more exaggerated in GT3. When I say exaggerated, they just affect us more. Okay, we've caught the back after a while. Okay, thankfully it is the Cup car. As I see on the back, I was kind of doubting myself for a minute. They pull away! They pull away on the straight! This is scary. This will be interesting. And, oh my god, they're pulling away. With slipstream, they're pulling away. This is interesting, guys. Now, I'm not 1,000,000% sure how accurate the AI's pace is compared to people's, but it's usually pretty accurate. Look, I'll wait for the tyres to warm up. I think they're starting to get some heat into them. It was 0.5 at the start of last lap. I'm still at the back. I actually just can't catch up. And it's Porsche Cup. I will not be a happy chap if Porsche Cup is quicker than GT3. Let me through! Maybe flashing my lights so I can do something. Okay, we're gonna go at Skyline. Going down to... Oh my god, bro.
Still there.
I would say we're in a different class, but virtually we're not really.
Keep to the right.
And he's been able to defend that!
Clear.
Okay, look, divide and conquer, I guess.
Car right.
Okay, yeah, they turn in, that's right.
Hold your line. Clear.
That is weird. I can barely get past. And then they'll have that weird straight line speed all the way up into turn the chase. Now, I might be incredibly slow for a GT3 because I'm driving it like a Porsche Cup car, but I should be getting some more engine power. Yeah, I'm going to drive more like an arrogant guy in a different class so I can actually get past these guys.
Right side.
And they're going to drive like an arrogant guy in a different class who's in a slower class,
Clear on the right.
apparently. Okay, we got like the best slipstream of all time right here, and they're still pulling away. I just can't get past this guy. Oh my god. This is going to be an issue. We're just going to dive it up the inside.
Clear.
It's unstoppable force versus a movable object. I got wheel damage. Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? The Porsche Cups are effectively quicker than GT3. Thank you, thank you. That's all. Thank you. Holy shit. That's not good. I think my camera's stopped working. Alright, what should we take away from this? We should be more scared during endurance races. I'm not sure how iRacing is going to organise this because we've got two car classes that are effectively the exact same pace. but I think the baseline setup is a bit different. I don't know. This is me praying because I'd love to have a bit of a difference between the two classes. I'd rather not be fighting with a Porsche Cup while in a Ford Mustang GT3, and it's not for position at all, not even a lap car. That's really weird. I'm a bit worried. This much worried. This much. But it's fine. We'll run it back. It's fine. Maybe just don't choose Porsche Cup or GT3 anymore. Maybe that's a tactic. Or use it as an excuse to kill more Porsche Cup drivers in endurance races. Regardless, I like the car. That's all that matters right now. And I think I'll deal with that at some point later when endurance races wrap back up next year. Anyway, thank you for your time. I'll be doing more posts like this, so if you like it, just keep an eye out. And then, anyway. Sha-la-la-la-la.